welcome aboard. Let's go have some fun. What do you say? Sounds like a plan? Yellow Breitling, runway 9, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, that's it. Alright, so we got 300 horsepower
looking for camping, continue.
and a 1,500 pound airplane, so it's got pretty good acceleration as you'll see. Straight ahead from where I am.
Golf, runway 9, clear for takeoff. One thing, Ethan, since the airport's still open, there's a lot of inbound traffic. So do me a favor, just kind of keep your eyes peeled. If you happen to see an airplane that you think might be any kind of concern for us, just let me know where he's at. You can either give me a clock angle or just point at it. And it's like I was telling your grandpa there, we're out here going straight up, straight down. We know what we're going to be doing, but some guy out there in his little Cessna 150 is not expected to see us doing that, so we got to be a little extra mindful that we don't get in anybody's way. Sounds good, we'll do. I didn't notice when we were talking about, do you fly or have you had any flying lessons?
I have not. I've flown passenger in my grandpa's Cessna 182 once, but that's about it.
Okay, well, tell you what, we're going to give you a bit of a lesson today. So do me a favor, go ahead and put your hand on the controls with me. All right. And what I recommend you do is actually hold the stick below the grip, so there's what kind of looks like the grip of a ski pole on there. Yep. Kind of hold it below it. And I just use, look over your right shoulder. I just use these three fingers to kind of hold it between them. Yep. You don't want to use your whole hand because you'll tend to over-control the airplane, and this airplane is sensitive to the point it's more similar to like a helicopter than an airplane. It's just incredibly sensitive. So, we just look straight ahead, look in the direction we want to be going, right control on the stick. Now just wiggle the stick side to side a little bit, you'll get an idea of how sensitive it is. Yeah. See what I mean? Yep. So anyway, you're flying the airplane right now. My hands are up in the air. Go ahead and take us this direction. We're going to we want to end up kind of over the south end of that second lake. So we're just maintain this heading. Right now we're at about 1,000 feet, so let's go ahead and start a nice easy climb. So there you go, and just kind of hold that pitch attitude. So see where the horizon is in relation to like the cowling on the airplane? Yeah. Just kind of keep it in that same spot, because right now we're on a perfect rate of climb. Right. The airplane will climb a lot faster than we're asking it to do it right now, but the problem we then run into is the nose gets so high we would have a really hard time seeing any traffic that might be in front of us. Yeah. And obviously we want to know if there's anyone out there. This airplane is equipped for aerobatics, and on an aerobatic airplane, ideally we want to give it as much horsepower as possible and keep it as lightweight as possible. So although there's all these fancy instruments that could be put in this airplane to point out traffic, this one doesn't have it because it's really not necessary for the mission the airplane's designed for. So now we got to rely on our eyeballs to find airplanes. So and even though we're not at a real high pitch angle, we've still got to really
good rate of climb. So we're going to go up to about 4,000 feet. All right. Well, we'll see what the base of these clouds are. Obviously, we can't go up into those. And being over the lake's kind of a good spot because we're not over any homes. We stay kind of along the shoreline. It just kind of keeps us out of everybody's way. So what we'll do is then we'll get up here in a bit. You'll find that I talk a lot while we're flying. I like to explain what's going on. Well, I won't surprise you with anything. I'll explain what we're doing before we do it. And one thing that really helps with your enjoyment of the flight is also explaining where to look as we're doing the maneuvering. Don't want to catch you off guard and have you looking in the wrong direction when we do something. So I'll tell you not only what we're going to do, but where to look as we're doing it. All right? So what's our altitude right now? 3.5. Okay, so lean your head just to the left a little bit. I just want to see. Okay, your altimeter is set different mine. So yeah, we're 3,500 feet, so that's exactly right. We read the altimeter like we would a clock. The really long hand is hundreds of feet, and the intermediate hand is thousands. So I actually reset my altimeter for field elevation. For zero on the ground. So I'm actually showing we're 3,000 above the ground. You're indicating our height above sea level. Neither one is a bad thing. Alright, so here we're getting kind of close to the base of these clouds. So let's go ahead and level here. So just ease the stick forward. And this airplane is so sensitive. I tell people we don't really think in terms of moving the controls. We think of it more in terms of applying pressures in certain directions. So if we want to lower the nose, we don't really move the stick forward because if you've actually felt the stick move, it's probably too much. You just apply a little bit of forward pressure to the stick, and that's what makes it a lot smoother transition. Alright, looks like once we get underneath this cloud or past this next cloud, it looks like it should open up. So what we'll do is we'll tend to work along this southern shoreline of this lake right here. So give me a nice, easy left-hand turn. So we just want to ease the stick over to the left or apply a little bit of left pressure, just like that. There you go. Looking good. Alright, we'll roll level here. This is looking perfect. We got nice, clear blue sky ahead of us. It's all good. So climb us up just a little bit more. We'll just see what we can get before we get to our practice area. I used to work for Sean Tucker doing air shows, and I used to joke with people that, he got paid money to fly low to the ground, but I never got paid to do that, so I like to be up where it's nice and high. I like to have a lot of room between me and the ground. Yeah. So when did you find out you were going to go do this?
I think the other day we were sitting around waiting to hear if we were going to jump or not. My grandpa said that you owed him for something.
I owe him for a lot of stuff. He's been very helpful. Your grandpa's great. Yeah. He's a nice man. I joke that, in my dealings with him as it relates to the FAA, usually if you call someone with the FAA with a question, you always start the question off with, I have a friend who wants to blah, 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 you fill in the blank. Usually you're talking about yourself, but with your grandpa, I can actually start the conversation by saying, hey, I would like to know if I could do this, and then he gives me the straight answer, and I don't have to feel bad if it's a dumb question, so. Okay, Ethan, so I've got control of the airplane, right? So what we're going to do is, even though we don't see the airplanes, we obviously can't see behind us. Yep. So we're just going to do what we call a clearing turn here. We're going to turn around 180 degrees, and we're going to look just to make sure there's no airplanes that might get in our way. All right. We got lots of altitude. Airplane's running great. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by doing some wing overs. All right. And the wing over is not an aerobatic maneuver. It's just essentially we're going to do a U-turn in the airplane. Right. And we're going to kind of use this southern shoreline as a reference. We're going to try to stay parallel to it, but slightly offshore so we're not over these houses. So right now I'm just looking straight ahead. I'm applying just a little bit of forward pressure to the stick to lower the nose because we want to build up some airspeed. I'm going to bring the power in. So there we're coming up on about 160 knots. I'm just going to bring the nose up. Still looking straight ahead. Now I'm going to look to the left, and as I do so, I start to roll the airplane towards the left, so look to the left. Yep. And you can see we're just doing this big old climbing turn. Yep. Right now it's going to turn into a descending turn. So essentially we're going to end up in the opposite direction. Now we're just going to anticipate how to smoothly neutralize the controls so we end up back at wings level on our opposite heading. And now we're just going to do the same exact thing, but this time to the right, and we're heading a little steeper. So looking at straight ahead. Now looking right, starting to the roll to the right. And we just kind of let it float over the top here. And again, slowly neutralizing the controls, so we end up on our original heading here. Alright, so now look out the left, or look off the left wing and see that little pond? Yes, sir. Alright, remember where that pond is. It's going to become important in a minute, so look straight ahead. We're going to do a big old barrel roll. Alright, so nose is coming up. Yep. And it's going to look just like that wing over, but we're going to get a lot steeper. Now look at that lake, or that little pond. Yep. Now it's like a video game. Our goal is to fly the nose of the airplane right over to that pond, so we're pointed right at it. As we go inverted, heads back, and I'm looking at our shoreline, and we're just going to nice and gently come right back out on our original heading. Alright. We got good airspeed, good altitude. Nose is going to come up. Yeah. We're going to do what's called a half Cuban 8. So now tip your head straight back and just look right out through the top of the canopy. There we go. We're just going to stop here, half of a roll, up to upright. Now we're just going to go into a big old loop. Yep. And let's see here. I'm not sure if he's got any smoke hole in this airplane, but we'll find out. Alright, nose is coming up, looking straight ahead. Alright, once again, tip your head back. We're just waiting to see the horizon come back into view. Back to level. Alright, now we're just going to go straight up. Now look out the left wing. You can see we're just going straight up. We're going to let the airplane decelerate. We're just kind of hanging here. Now we're just going to kick around and go straight down the way we went up. That's called a hammerhead. Alright, so far we've just been doing positive G's. Now we're going to do a little bit of negative G's. Alright, nothing wild and crazy, but once again we start a pull, looking to the left, set our line, now look straight ahead. Now we're just going to kind of float over the top here. All the way around. Half of a roll. Looking straight ahead. How you feeling? Feeling great? Good. Alright, head back.
What are you trying to do?
Just direct. And now we just do half of a roll. Another quick way to do a U-turn. Airplane is slow right now, so we're going to let it accelerate. Alright. Nose coming back down.
Just continue down the runway and make the next right-hand turn.
Alright. Building up some speed. We're going to bring the nose up. And stop here, and then we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4 points of a 4-point roll. Yep. And then we just bring the nose up. Do a nice easy victory roll. I've been pretty fortunate in the last year where I've got to start flying a P-51, give a lot of flights in that, and so I always end every flight with the passenger, with the customers, and we do the same thing. We do an aileron roll like that, but in the Mustang we call it a victory roll, because that just seems appropriate. Alright, so we're going to gain some altitude here. I'm going to teach you how to roll this thing, alright? Alright. So we'll get turned around here.
Hopefully they'll be able to help you out now.
Yes, indeed, I see them.
Alright, so we're just going to kind of head in this direction. Once again, we're parallel to the shoreline. Yep. I'm going to reset our power. Okay, so looking straight ahead, visualize where your feet are in relation relation to the horizon. They're well below the horizon, correct?
Yep.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that airspeed indicator. There, lean your head to the right. I just want to, you're on the right. Okay, there you go. So see the outside scale right now is showing about 40? Yep. So we want to dive the airplane down to about 180, okay? All right. So go ahead, you can sit upright. I just want to see what kind of indicator was in this airplane. So anyway, we're going to lower the nose to about 180. And then I'm just still looking straight ahead. Let the nose come down a little more. Okay, we're going to bring the nose up until our feet are about even with the horizon. So that's going to be right about here. Would you agree? Yep. We're going to stop pulling on the stick. Now we're just going to move the stick over to the left and let the airplane roll all the way around until we're once again upright. And then we neutralize the controls, okay? All right. So I'm going to get us turned around, and then it'll be your shot. All right. Indicator and yours are reading differently. I'm not sure which one's the more accurate one. So go ahead, even though I won't be able to see yours, I'm just going to trust that you're going to get it to about 180. Okay, so you've got the airplane. We're pretty slow right now, so let's just kind of hold this altitude, let the airplane accelerate. And I'll let you know when to go ahead and looking good here. Okay, so go ahead and lower the nose by applying a little bit of forward pressure on the stick. And when you begin to pull, don't do anything violent, just a nice gentle pull. Alright, we're almost there. So whenever you're ready at 180, bring the nose up and push your feet on the horizon. There you go. So nose up, we go a little bit faster than that. There, a little higher, a little higher. Alright, right about there. Now stick over to the left. All the way around until we're back level. There you go. A little more. There you go. Good job. That's two, right? Yeah. Alright, I've got the airplane. Alright. Now, you still got your camera or your phone with you? No, I do not. Okay. I just want to make sure it was secure if you do. We're going to do one last thing, then we'll make our way back to the airport. Alright. Having fun so far? Of course. Alright. Alright, let me see where the sun is here. We gotta be artsy. I'm gonna give you a chance to say hi to everybody on that camera. It looks like it's recording just right. I'm not sure if there's audio on this camera. There should be. Alright, we're gonna assume that there is. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a half of a loop. Okay. But we're gonna pull some G's at the bottom. So far, I didn't reset the G meter in the back seat because some of the aerobatic guys like to use the meter as a limit over a period of time. They don't like to reset it because they want to know how much the airplane's done over a certain period of time. So even though I can't tell you what we've done on this flight, just from experience, we've probably done a max of about 3 to 4 G's so far. So we're going to see if we can't knock that up a little bit. Okay? So, and then when I tell you, I want you to look at that camera and say hi to whoever you want, say anything you want. And most importantly, you got to thank your grandpa for setting this up. Alright? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get turned around here. We're just going to kind of roll upside down. Head back. We're going to dive at the water here. Alright. And you just want to kind of tighten up your abdomen when I tell you, because we're going to start to pull some G's in 3, 2, 1. Away we go around the corner. Woo! And now,
Takeoff, wind 070.
you gotta look at that camera and say hi to everybody. We're just hanging around in the Breitling Extra 300L. Upside down. Wish you were here. Yeah. Woo! Not all bad, eh? Oh, no, that's almost fun. Alright, so we're gonna head around back before they tell us we can't come back.
113 Echo Alpha. Alright, let me work on our release for you. And 113 Echo Alpha is clear to the Chattanooga Airport via radar vectors.
Alright, we'll put the coals to it. Let me see what is our air loss frequency here.
it's on.
Tell you what, Ethan, why don't you get your hand on the controls? I want you to fly us home.
All right.
So this is pretty good altitude. We'll hold this right now, and this is a really good direction. This will take us back to the airport.
All right.
Airboss, Breitling 5.
Additional aircraft are being clear of the Oshkosh TFR.
You guys sound this way better than skydiving.
I might get in trouble for that.
I bet you would. Alright, come right about, just start a nice easy right turn and I'll tell you when to stop it. About there, go wing swivel, perfect. Airboss, Breitling 5. Yeah, boss, Breitling 5 back inbound from the lake to the northeast, showing about 10 miles out for landing full stop.
Breitling 5, enter a left base, runway 9.
Left base for 9, Breitling 5. So what are you guys doing the rest of the day?
We're heading home after this. They cut us off for the week.
That's so good. I think I'm going to go to the other side and spend some more money. I haven't got to do much of that this week, and then, yeah, we're actually leaving tomorrow as well. Alright, tell you what, come left now, about 10 degrees, so just start a left turn. I'll let you know when to stop. Right about there, that's pretty good.
And associate 110 ground 26 with you. Clock northbound position. Okay, we're ready here, runway 9. Roger, runway 9. Last reported wind is 050 at 9 or first takeoff on departure runway 9 or 5 runway heading. Try maintain 3000, departure frequency 127.37. Okay, rolling on 9, runway heading, appreciate the way check 125.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, anytime you go fly the Breitling plane, you're committed to, now you have to go buy a Breitling watch, that's the payback.
I can't afford that.
But I promised them you would.
Well, they're going to be getting
No, he said, your grandpa's got to buy one. But you gotta keep, you get to keep it. Alright, let's maintain this altitude. We're right at 1,000 feet. We don't want to get any lower than this till we get closer to the airport. Everything looks good. We should have put a cushion under you so you could see a little better.
Yeah, that would help.
3 o'clock, contact departure, stay flight. Departure today.
Okay, Ethan, tell you what, I've got the airplane. Only thing I ask is on landing, just make sure you keep your feet and hands clear of the controls.
Alright.
Now for the hard part, getting it back on the ground. Airboss, Breitling 5 is turning about a 2-mile left base for 9er.
Breitling
safe and sound. Hopefully, Ethan, that's the funnest thing you do all day long.
It's the funnest thing I've done my whole life, so.
Good. I like it.